Mozambique, a country that is rarely spoken about. It is now dominating global headlines.
Fighting between Mozambique's army and an armed group that calls itself Al-Shabaab has been going on for days.
The northern province has been home to a simmering Islamist insurgency since 2017.
Children as young as 11 are being killed in Mozambique's province of Cabo Delgado.
The Islamic State has been carrying out deadly insurgencies in Mozambique, particularly in the country's northern province of Cabo Delgado, where the militants are trying to establish a new caliphate. Their tactics involve burning down villages, kidnapping children, and beheading people, causing more than 500,000 residents to flee the region. The violence has reached such a crisis point that the southern African nation is now reaching out to foreign powers such as the United States and certain international organizations for help. So what's behind the rise of insurgencies in Mozambique? And is the country fast becoming a new outpost of the Islamic State? Mozambique is no stranger to violence, having been under a gruesome civil war for 15 years until 1992. It was estimated that upwards of 1 million people died during the conflict. Another 2 million sought refuge abroad, while more than 5.5 million were displaced internally. But things started to change soon after the conclusion of the war, with President Joaquim Chissano and his team of young technocrats transforming the war-torn country into one of Africa's most successful democracies. In fact, experts even called Mozambique's post-war bounce back to be Vietnam-like in its trajectory, with an economy that was creating jobs and poverty on the decline. Yet, corruption remained a big problem, with the drug trafficking in particular being rampant, especially in the impoverished region of northern Mozambique, which continued to proliferate under President Armando Guebuza after he succeeded Chissano in 2005, showing no political will to combat the issue. Some of these drug traffickers even had direct links with President Guebuza himself, thereby dissuading the police from going after them. While Mozambique's biggest drug kingpin, Mohamed Bashir Suleiman, was even the chief financier of the ruling party. Indeed, the corruption levels never dropped thereafter, while some of the politically connected elites even started robbing the treasury, leaving the country with tremendous debts after some point. All of this undid the progress Mozambique made under President Chissano, as the economy was crumbling and poverty levels were on the rise again. The northernmost province of Cabo Delgado, which is the poorest region in Mozambique, was hit the worst, pushing several young people to pick up arms.
Cabo Delgado, the northernmost province, is the poorest province in the country, and yet there are tremendous resources there. And it's been perhaps underdeveloped for years. And so there is a sense that some drivers of the conflict are about development.
Then in 2017, an insurgent group called Al-Shabaab, which has no affiliations with the Islamist group of the same name in Somalia, carried out a deadly attack in a small town inside the Cabo Delgado province, killing 17 people. The incident kickstarted a cycle of bloody violence that has since erupted into open warfare, with the Islamic State getting involved too, and they've claimed responsibility for a string of attacks since the last year. The most horrifying of them all was the beheading of more than 50 people in a village inside the Cabo Delgado province, as the militants turned a football pitch into an execution ground. Attacks like these have forced a lot of villagers to flee, even rendering more than 500,000 people homeless since the start of the insurgency. But how have these terror groups been able to gain a strong foothold in the country? Cabo Delgado is home to rich offshore natural gas reserves. Operated by French company Total, it is estimated to be worth $60 billion with investments from countries including the UK. However, the local residents complain they have seen little of this wealth or investment being passed down into their community, leaving them incredibly poor and jobless. A state which is then exploited by the militant groups to recruit especially young people in their fight to establish an Islamic State.
It's a country full of young people who have been marginalized from the system, who feel excluded from the political decisions. In Cabo Delgado, the sentiment is even bigger because there are also historical elements, tribal divergence.
According to a study by the Armed Conflict Location and Event Data Project, there had been 570 violent incidents in 2020 alone, killing almost 2,000 people and displacing another 700,000. The local troops lack sufficient military training to fight these insurgencies, so the Mozambican government has reached an agreement with the United States for the American soldiers to train local forces fighting the militia. But they are not alone. Even Portugal, the former colonial power in Mozambique, has committed to training their military.
Now, the government has deployed troops in the region to gain control of the area.
This comes as Mozambique's former colonizer Portugal announced plans to send around 60 troops.
Despite the backing of international powers, peace remains a distant memory in Cabo Delgado, at least for now. Many observers and analysts believe that the fundamental solution to this conflict is good governance, a concerted attempt to be made by the ruling establishment to address certain deep-seated concerns of the people, such as fair access to land, jobs, and a share of the gas revenue. But in a country where corruption is rampant, even that seems like a far-fetched dream.